Center. It's the Sweet 16 as the New Trier Trevians take on Proviso East. The old Suburban League battle is back again. Last 3 times these teams have met, New Trier has come out on top. The New Trier Trevians coming into this game, decided underdogs only because of the named players that I think Proviso East has. They've got a couple of guys that are known for their scoring in D. Brown and Shannon Brown. The rest of the players have almost been hangers-on. The New Trier Trevians are, if they can hit their threes here, are certainly can have a pretty solid game. That's going to be the question. The outside shooting, I think, of the Trevians, if they can, if everybody can hit a couple of threes here down the road in this game, the Trevians have a very good shot at winning it all. Winning it all here at the United Center. The very first supersectional game ever played here. As a regular supersectional, they play the city championship here. So the New Trier Trevians certainly looking good as they come in to play here in the supersectional. We have some other scores for you. Nobody really expected New Trier to be here. Nobody expected Highland Park to be where they're at. Highland Park playing in the Sweet 16 as well. The winner of the Highland Park-Barrington game will play the winner of this game in the Elite 8 at Peoria. We should have a score for you by the end of the game tonight. The opening tip won by the Trevians. James Rumey puts it up ahead. Goodman goes for a quick three. No, a little bit to the left. Up and no. Trevians got the rebound again. Up and no. And now taken back outside. Trevians will set it up once more. Rumey to Rosinski. Back to Anderson. To Rumey on the far side. The rotation to Rosinski. Back to Rumey. Anderson with the 2. No. And once again on the outside. Sortel. Put it to the corner. Back up top. Sortel to Rumey. Trevians being very deliberate. Very patient with the ball. And the early going just underway in the supersectional. Goodman over to the side. And Teddy Rowe hits the 3. Start us off. Near side. Now here's a 3 back the other way. Yes. And we're tied up. Rumey to Teddy. Back to Rumey. Up ahead for Bobo. Now over to the far side, Teddy Rosinski. Gave it, and the other way, no. Josh Goodman couldn't hit the 3. Taken down. Proviso East has a lot of outside shooting as well. There you go. And a 3-point lead up ahead. Now picked up by Sortel. And a foul. And the Trevians will inbound it. Quickly, Anderson tries to sky hook it. No. And the Pirates bring it back the other way. Proviso East with the basketball into the paint. Here's a shot by D. Brown, no. And taken down by Teddy Rowe up ahead for Sortel from Rumey. Goodman pulls it back out on the rotation to Rumey. And over here to Goodman. Goodman gives it to Sortel. I'll make that Rumey to Sortel. Back to James Romey. Romey near side. Goodman. Back out. Romey. Teddy Rowe into the paint. Takes a little jumper. Good. 1 point Proviso East lead. Kick out of bounds. And last touch by Proviso East. New Trier basketball. Rodzinski inbounds it to Romey. A little jumper by Larkin. And the Trevians have the lead 7-6. Back the other way. Here's a shot from the outside for three. No. And it will be New Trier basketball. Charles Richardson taking that outside shot from downtown. Larkin puts it to the near side. Romey. Romey. And for three, no, from Goodman. And a push-off underneath on Brett Sordo. So Brett Sordo with the foul. First foul of the game for the Trevians. D. Brown up ahead to Shannon Brown. Back to D. Brown. To Richardson. To Brown. D. Brown. Richardson and deflected, but D. Brown has it. Up top to Carwell, and he gave it back to Richardson. Richardson tries to drive. Now up top, D. Brown for three. No. And a little putback, too, on the rebound, and it's 8-7. Romey traveling against James Romey. 8-7 Proviso East early on in the game. First quarter. This is the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Glad to have you with us. Mike Duda, Nick Nikitas, and Terry Coughlin check in for the Trebs. Brown inbounds it to Richardson. Richardson to D. Brown. This side, Richardson goes for a three. No. And the Trevians with the rebound. That was Nikitas. Now Nick Nikitas near side. Nikitas open for the three. And the Trevians have a 2-point lead at 10-8. Up top. Into the paint. No, offensive foul. Jumping into Danny Larkin. Mike Judah will inbound it. Trevians lead at 2. Just underway in the supersectional. Out ahead for Nick Nikitas. Nikitas dishes it off to Romey. Up top, Larkin to Romey. Romey put it to the other side. Nikitas underneath, and Larkin lost the handle. D. Brown, and nope, traveling first. Tried to catch that ball through the traffic on the run and gun option up the paint. Romey to the near side. Nick Nikitas up top. Larkin to Romey. And Nikitas into the paint. Dished it back out for Romey. Had to chase it down a little bit. Bar 3, no, from Duda. Brown. Brown into the paint. Back out top, stole it. Terry Coughlin stole it. Duda gave it to Romy. And no on the shot by Nick Nikitas. Back come the Pirates, where you have a run and gun game here tonight, it appears. Trevians lead by 2. That's going to be a forward and back. And out of bounds anyway. Last touch by Proviso East. And Nutcher basketball. Teddy Rosinski will inbound it over there on that far side. Coughlin and Sortel out at the charity stripe. Inbounded quickly. Nikitas for 2. And the Trevians have a 4-point lead here at 12-8. To the side, up top, to the near side, into the paint. Carwell makes a little too. 12-10, I believe, if my math is correct. Sordo. It's always suspect in these games. Underneath, backdoor, alley-oop, no. Tried for a razzle-dazzle there. Brett Sordo. Back the other way. D. Clark goes for 3, yes. 13-12. Favor of Proviso. Brett Sordo. Sordo gives it off to Larkin. Back to Brett Sordo. Back to Larkin. We're here at the United Center. First game of a supersectional doubleheader. But because we are hired by New Trier, we cannot videotape any other games under the IHSA rules. Nick Nikitas. Nikitas into the paint. Tried to find the man, no. Danny Larkin lost the handle, out of bounds. Brings it up. Alley-oop set at the buzzer, no, and a foul also, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. So at the end of the first quarter, it's 13-12 in favor of Proviso East, and we'll be back with more basketball action here at the United Center right after these messages here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network. So East will inbound to start the second quarter of this one. The New Trier Trevians and Proviso East in the super sectional. Proviso East up by 1 point. Looking to bring it inside. Kept out top. Here's a long 3. No. And Trevians get the rebound. Romy. Now it taken Sortel. Sortel gave it off to Goodman. Goodman. Rosinski gave it to Josh Goodman for 3. Yes. And the Trevians have a 2-point lead. Back the other way. Up top. On the rotation underneath. Little razzle-dazzle. Count the 2 and the foul. And we're tied at 15. And D. Brown will go to the line. And he gets the 1 and regains the lead for Proviso East. Roaming. Sordo. Give it to Rosinski. Rosinski to Goodman. Goodman looking to hand it off. Turns around, takes the shot himself. No. And D. Brown with the rebound. Up ahead, a little run and gun action. No, lost the handle. Goodman gives it off to Sortle on the near side. Sortle off for Teddy Rowe. His shot was blocked. And now they go back the other way. Up and no, but a block foul on James Romy. 6:28 to play here in the first half. 16-15 the score. And D. Brown will go to the line. Good crowd on hand. Two-point lead. Danny Larkin checks back in for the Trevians. And D. Brown with a chance at a three-point lead here. Now taken down by Teddy Rowe, but knocked out of his hands by Shannon Brown. Sortle gives it off to Romy. Romy to the near side, and Josh Goodman back out for Romy. Romy gives it in for Larkin. Sortle takes a jumper from the outside and hits it, and we're tied at 17. Richardson near side, Shannon Brown. Nope, foul on the hand. Brett Sortle with the foul. Proviso East is now in the West Suburban. Used to be in the Suburban League with New Trier. They have an enrollment of 1973. The Trevians, of course, in the Central Suburban South, and their enrollment 3594. Good for the two. D. Brown with the two. Outside. Roaming. Coughlin. And a timeout taken by the Trevians. Well, New Trier trying to win their 10th supersectional in school history tonight. 5:32 left to play here in this one. Early on, Trevians are a team that everybody can do lots of things fairly well here, and they can really make things happen. What's nice about New Trier is it's not one or two players that you're depending on to score for you. They just have so many options. And the ball thrown away by Coughlin. 2-point Proviso East lead. The inbound. Up top, over here to the near side. Now in for D. Brown. Whoa, little traveling music, Maestro. Took a couple of steps. And the Trevians will inbound out ahead for Nikitas. Nikitas now puts it back out for Teddy Rosinski. Rosinski gives it off to James Romy. Romy to Nikitas. Nick Nikitas. And Larkin from the outside, no. 19-17 the score. The dish off to Richardson, near side. Shannon Brown from the top, no. And the Trevians with the rebound. Nice to know both teams can get a little cold at the same time. Romy gives it off to Larkin. Larkin back to Romy. James Romy gave it off Danny Larkin. Little two, yes. And we're all tied up at 19. Richardson dishes it off. Up top. Now D. Brown goes for a long three. Yes. Wow. From the NBA three. Romy. Nikitas. Coughlin to Teddy Rowe. Teddy Rowe now dishes it off. Now Nikitas. He goes for downtown and he hits it. And we stay tied at 22. D. Brown over to the far side. Richardson. Richardson gives it over to the near side. Shannon Brown. Up top, going for a three. No, heavy. Dragons get the rebound. Rosinski gives it to Romy. Romy slows it down as it brings it across the timeline. Romy dishes it off. Teddy Rowe. Back up top, Coughlin. Coughlin. Now here's Romy. Fade away, two. And the Trevians have the lead by 2, 24-22. D. Brown into the paint. Gave it off Richardson, up and in. And we're tied back up at 24. Jerry Coughlin. Coughlin takes it to the far side. On all the way across, here's Teddy Rowe for three, and Teddy hits a three. 27-24, Trevians. Near side, Shannon Brown, 2 minutes and change left to play here in the first half. From downtown, a long three, no. Trevians have the rebound. Rosinski dished it off. Romy gives it over to the near side, Terry Coughlin. Terry Coughlin gives it to Rosinski. Romy. Now on the far side, up top. Now near side. Romy into the paint, scooped it up, no. Trevians nearly had the rebound and kept by D. Brown. Going back the other way, a little run and gun, and deflected away, and they couldn't control it. Over here to the near side, Teddy Rowe. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but in some ways they didn't control the ball. Over to the near side, Terry Coughlin for three. No. Larkin got the rebound. Over to the far side. Trevians will slow it down. Inside. Nikitas. Here's Teddy Rowe for another three, and he hits. And the Trevians lead by 6. 30-24. D. Brown puts it to Richardson. Back to D. Brown. Up top. Now Richardson will hold it. About 35 seconds or so left in the first half. True Blue Trevian crew making a little noise. Richardson dishes it off for D. Brown. We're waiting to hear scores from some of the other games tonight. A long three, no. And at the half, the Trevians lead by 6, 30-24. And we'll be back with the second half of tonight's game right after these messages here on the network. Well, there you see where we are. New Trier leading by 6 as we go to the second half. Trevians will inbound it here at the United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls. Trevian's used to playing on a little bigger floor, also a bigger crowd this year, having played those 2 games against Evanston. Teddy Rosinski with the ball. Anderson gave it off to Romy. Romy in for Goodman to the side. Sortel. Anderson, no, but he got fouled. And Bob Anderson will go to the line. So the Trevians, first visit to the charity stripe here. Chance to go up by 7 or 8. Trevians lead by 7, 31-24. And Anderson will go for the second now. This underway in the second half. No. Brought down by Jeff Martin. He fed it up ahead for Shannon Brown. Back to Richardson. Charlie Richardson to Shannon Brown. Over here near side, D. Brown with the ball. In the side, Shannon Brown tried a little razzle-dazzle and shoots. No. Trevians get the rebound. Trevians can go up by a bunch here. Here's Goodman for 3. Yes! Oh, my. And the Trevians lead by 10. 34-24. Wow. Upset in the making here. If we want to call it that, there's a 3 the other way. No. Trevians get the rebound. And James Romy dished it off. Up top, Sortel. Sortel tries to scoop it up. No. And now Teddy Rowe up and in. And the Trevians lead by 12. Wow. Who would have thunk it? And a timeout taken by Proviso East. The Trevians all of a sudden just coming alive on the ball. Well, good job here by the Trevians in posting up on this thing and then putting a screen to give Goodman a clear shot at the basket. And he connects with it. Let's watch it in slow-mo. Right there, Anderson, good job. Put a little interference. And swish by Goodman. Well, Sortel tries to drive to the basket and do a little scoop up, and it just doesn't go. But then Rosinski able to come up with it. And he might have even traveled there. Got away with it. And Teddy able to strong arm it in. Trevians lead by 12. And the True Blue Trevian crew having a lot of fun here tonight. As the Trevians putting on a surprising performance. Well, West Aurora has lost tonight to the Glenbard West, I believe. So West Aurora is out. Springfield Lanphier has won tonight. They beat Pekin. Springfield is a big unknown in this part of the state. But they have a very, very good player. One of the top players in state. And they are not a slouch team. Not a team to be taken lightly. Up top. Now Shannon Brown. Gave it back to Richardson. Richardson drives the lane, shoots it short. And timeout taken quickly by Proviso East before they stepped out of bounds. And so another timeout. Jeffrey Martin calling that timeout. So the New Trevians, we're still waiting to hear what happened at Loyola, because the Trevians will play the winner of the Loyola-Barrington game. And before this game's over, I'm sure we'll have a score from there. The inbound, up top, Richardson. Richardson gives it in back top for Richardson, going for the three, no. And the Trevians with the rebound. Teddy Rowe up ahead for Nikitas, and the foul. And Teddy Rowe inbounds it. Roaming. Goodman. And Goodman, it's saying a jump ball. Looked to me more like a foul. Let's see if we can see that again. Well, let's see if this was an up and down or a foul. Sure looks, well, let's see. Maybe he did get the ball. On the coming down, they're saying it was a jump ball. Proviso East gets the ball back. Trevian fans think it was a foul, and they let their displeasure be known. 36-24, up top, Martin takes the shot, no. Offensive foul on Jeffrey Martin. .12 Trevian lead, and we run into a dry spell on both sides here after the Trevians jumped out to the 12-point lead. Over here to the near side, Teddy Rowe. Gave it over to Romy. Romy to Nikitas, back to Romy. On the rotation, Sordo in trouble. Scoops it up and in. And the Trevians take a 14-point lead. Whoa! D. Brown now underneath in a little two. 38-26. Nikitas. Up ahead, Sordo. And I'm sure the Trevians going to work on that stall that they were doing here against the same thing they were doing against Notre Dame. Try and get them to foul. Nikitas back out top on the rotation. Sordo dish it off. Goodman a little two. Yes. 40-26. Trevians with the lead. Up top, D. Brown. D. Brown gives it off to Richardson to the side. Shannon Brown tries to drive. No. And the foul on Nick Nikitas. But they will say it was not a shooting foul. Or yes, they are saying it's a shooting foul. And the Trevians, a couple of substitutions. 4:15 to play here in the third quarter. And Shannon Brown goes to the line to shoot two. Brown misses the first. And Shannon Brown, the junior, makes the second. And it is a 13-point lead. Up ahead, Coughlin. Coughlin stops. Can't get it to drop. Picked up, reverse, good by Daniel Arkin. 15-point Trevian lead. To the side. Strong armed up, no. Trevians get the rebound. Taken down by Romy. Romy waits for everybody to move on down the floor and gave it off to Sartle, who gave it off to Coughlin. Back to Romy. To Rosinski. Teddy Rowe hands it off over here near side, and now the Trevians starting that stall tactic a little bit. Take a little time off the clock. They've got a 15-point lead. Here's a three attempt by Teddy. No. And back comes D. Brown. Quickly. Brown puts it up high. Richardson over to the far side. Now Shannon Brown for three. No. D. Brown for three. No. Putback is good for the two. And 42-29. Stolen away from Sordo. D. Brown for three. No. Kick back out top. And Richardson threw it off. The Trevians out of bounds to Proviso East. 2:46 to play. But the Trevians still with a big lead here. Richardson will inbound. Now Sordo will come out. And Nick Nikitas back into the game for New Trier. Put out top. D. Brown over to the far side. Shannon Brown for two. Yes. And the lead cut to 11. Quickly inbounded. Romy. Coughlin. Back to Romy. James Romy. Gave it off. Nikitas for three. Yes! And the lead back up to 14. 45-31. Another long three attempts short. Taken down by Romy. Knocked away from him. Trevian still got it. Out of bounds. Off Shannon Brown's foot. New Trier basketball. 2:05 to play in the third quarter. Inbounded. Up ahead. Now the Trevians. Nikitas. Larkin near side. Nikitas. And the Trevians will pull it back out. Take their time. Duda. 14-point Trevian advantage. Coughlin. And they're saying foul on Coughlin. So a charging foul on Coughlin. Let's see if we can see this as it develops. As he run in. Well, the guy's moving. No, he had stopped. Yeah, foul on Coughlin as he dished off the pass to Duda. Good call. 1:42 left to play. Trevians leading. Couple of substitutions here. And now we've got a final score from Loyola at the Gentile Center. Final score, Highland Park wins it by 3, 41-38. Final score, 41-38, Highland Park over Barrington. So the winner of this game will play Highland Park in the Elite Eight. Nice to see the Giants doing well. Here's a shot by Richardson. No. Here's another one. Good for three. And back to an 11-point Trevian advantage. And a foul on the hand by Shannon Brown. Proviso's going to apply a little pressure on the ball. They are down by 11. In for Coughlin, up ahead. Sortle dished it off. Back out top now, Coughlin. Coughlin Off for Goodman. Duda. Or Sortle, rather. Sortle. Back up top. Tried to reach in, tried to go behind the back for Goodman. Now the ball thrown away by the Pirates on the other end. 42 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And Trevian basketball out of bounds. Teddy Rowe's going to come out. And Romy back in. Teddy going to get a little breather. Inbounded to Goodman. Goodman gave it over to Sortle. Sortle up ahead. Now Nikitas. Dished it off. Sortle underneath. Back out top, and the Trevians will slow it down. Take the last shot here. Trevians leading by 11 as we wind down the third quarter. Terry Coughlin dishes it off. Rosinski gave it off to Romy. And Romy had it knocked away from him by Richardson, Charlie Richardson. They've only got 5 seniors on this team. In the corner, stolen away. Going to run down, take a long three, and no. A little short. So at the end of the third quarter, the Trevians lead by 11, and we'll be back with more basketball action. The supersectional from the United Center. New Trier leading Proviso East, 45-34. And we'll be back with more in just a moment here on the network. Well, of course, Westinghouse has already won. They won on Sunday in the city championship. Nikitas, we have the other scores for you and who the other teams are going to be. Over here to the near side, Teddy Rosinski. Rosinski into the paint. Tried to take the shot. No, he was stuffed. Glenbard North beat Aurora West 68-65. And Glenbard North will play Westinghouse in the first game downstate. Winner of this game will play Highland Park. They defeated Barrington. Teddy Rowe puts it in. Highland Park defeated Barrington 41-38. We'll get to the other scores here. Up and over everything. Out of bounds, New Trier basketball. Springfield Lanphier in the other bracket. It'll be Springfield Lanphier playing Pekin, beating Pekin tonight, 58-53. And a three-shot good by Josh Goodman, and it is a 16-point Trevian lead. Timeout taken. Give me time to do this. Brackets in the other side of the brackets. Springfield Lanphier defeated Pekin 58-53. Thornwood over Joliet 46-45. Centralia demolished East St. Louis 79-49. And Moline over Boylan 51-49. So one of those 4 teams will be playing for state. On the other side, Westinghouse, Glenbard North, Highland Park, and it will be either New Trier or Proviso. While we have this opportunity, let's take a brief break for station identification, and we'll be back with more. This is the Metro Chicago Sports Network. And Proviso East is inbounded. 50-34 the score. Trevians lead by 16. D. Brown, no, he got fouled though by James Romy. 6:51 to play. Comfortable lead here by the Trevians, surprisingly. All you have to do is win one of your games and you go into the medal round. So once you get to the Elite Eight, you just got to win one and you'll come on with a medal. Last time the Trevians did that, deflected, and it will be New Trier basketball. There you go, deflected. And the Proviso East fans have a chance to show their displeasure. So now if you get to the Elite Eight, yeah, all you have to do is win the one game and you're going to come home with a trophy. Traveling, little traveling music by Josh Goodman. And the last time the Trevians made it to the medal round, they did so in 1996. They had a team with Kevin Kaminsky and Abba Koida and Jack Kidd. Jerry Happ. Over here to the near side. Whoa, a little traveling. No, he stepped on the line. Richardson stepped on the line. Trevians get the ball back. Couple of substitutions. (50-36) the score. The inbound. Up ahead for Teddy Rosinski. Rosinski. And the Trevians will pull it out. Romy gave it off to Sordo. To Coughlin. To Romy. To Rosinski. To Nikitas. Over to the far side. Coughlin and the Trevians going to try and get the Pirates to foul. Dished off. Nikitas. Up and no. And the Pirates take it down. D. Brown dished it off. Under 6 minutes, there's a shot, but the foul on Romy again. It is against Romy. 5:41 to play in the fourth quarter. D. Brown gets the first. And the second as well. 12-point Trevian lead. Teddy Rowe. Coughlin back to Teddy Rowe. And now Nikitas. Coughlin up top. Rosinski to Sordo. Coughlin to Romy. To Sordo. And Trevian's going to try and take some more time off that clock. You don't give them the ball, they can't score on you. Now Trevian's a little trouble with it. Romy lost the handle back the other way. Richardson over to the far side. Shannon Brown, yes, for three. And the lead cut to 9. Dished off and a foul. They're getting into the stage where they're going to take the foul and get that ball back. 50-41. A fifth foul, or it could be the sixth. I'm not really sure here. Over here to the near side, Sordo gave it off. Coughlin. Jerry Coughlin to Sordo. Out for Nikitas to Coughlin. Coughlin puts it up. Yep. And back to an 11-point Trevian lead. 52-41. To the corner, going for the three. No. And Rosinski with the rebound. Roaming over to Terry Coughlin. Terry Coughlin, near side. Teddy Rowe. Teddy Rosinski. And we keep on going like this. Teddy is going to do the same thing as his brother did. get down to Peoria. Near side. Roaming, Coughlin, Sordell, Nick Nikitas. You've got to definitely say Nick Nikitas is the most improved player this year for New Trier. I would certainly say that. We got a 30-second timeout by Proviso East. 52-41, 3 minutes and change left to play here in the fourth quarter. There you see, 11-point Trevian lead, 52-41. I think that Lanphier-Thornwood game should be a pretty good game, I would guess. Obviously, the unknowns as far as this side of the state, Centralia Moline. I mean, the only city's Chicago area team on that other bracket, and that's probably why they did it that way, is Thornwood. Lanphier, Centralia, Moline. Obviously, they decided to put the city against the downstate is probably the way they were figuring it. So that the city, the Chicago area teams aren't taking the lone representative or the one or two representatives out of the tournament. So now the Trevians will inbound. Trevians will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Lozinski inbounds it. The Coughlin, near side. Sordell. In, and the shot, no. And again, stuffed. But the Trevians will inbound. Romick looking for some help. Gave it to Nikitas. Nikitas back out top. Teddy Rowe. Teddy Rowe, near side now, it is Coughlin. Coughlin back to Nikitas. Nikitas hands it off to Sordell. Sordell drives the paint, dished it off, puts back out top. And again, the Trevians trying to draw the foul now. And also kill some time off that clock. They've got a big lead. Near side, back top, on the rotation. Sordell. He's bothered by Martin. Near side, Coughlin. Now the foul, and Nick Nikitas will go to the line. 7th team foul here in the second half, and the Trevians are into the bonus. 2:45 left to play. Nope, he missed it, and then kind of stood there, more in disbelief, or perhaps thinking it was a two-shot foul. D. Brown gets into the paint, scoops it up, no, short. Trevians get it right back. Sordell up ahead for Lozinski, and now the foul, and they'll send Teddy Rowe to the line. 2:28 to play here in the fourth quarter. Teddy goes to the line. Teddy gets the first. A 12-point Trevian lead. And Teddy gets both ends. 54-41. 13-point Trevian advantage. Here's a shot for two, no. Brought down by Nikitas. Handed off to Coughlin. Back to Nikitas. Nikitas, they tried to foul him. Now tried again, and Nikitas lost the handle. Picked up by the Pirates. The dish off. Shannon Brown goes for a three, no. He fell back trying to get the foul call. Didn't get it. Back the other way, Nikitas. Up ahead, Sordell, no, he missed it. And back the other way quickly come the Pirates. Shannon Brown gets into the paint, dished it off. Martin, an easy layup. And now, Proviso East, the Pirates take a timeout. Trevians lead at 11. Minute 44 in the fourth quarter. So now it looks like the Trevians are actually going to be the team here that is going to advance for the second time in 3 years, and hoping to do better than they did the last time they went down in 2000, when Darius Miles and crew demolished the Matlotic-led team. (54-43) the score here tonight, as we wind down the game. So the Trevians will inbound. Teddy Rosinski. Looking for some help, looking. Now inbounded it up ahead. Coughlin gave it off to Nikitas, and Nikitas got bumped heavily. Now picked up by Peoria. They didn't call the foul. Stolen away! Knocked away by Coughlin, and now the Trevians hold on. And the foul, and Terry Coughlin will go to the line. So Terry Coughlin going to the line. One in the bonus. Gets the first. 55-43. Proviso East has lost only 2 all season. They're on their way to losing their third, and the Trevians advancing to the Elite Eight. Steps up underneath. Let him have the easy 2. Now Rosinski in for Coughlin. Back to Teddy Rowe now. Nikitas. Cross to Romy. And a little glaring going on as they grab. I think the Trevians fans wanted an intentional there. That's on Richardson. And Romy goes to the line. They're in the super bonus now. Missed the first. 1 minute exactly left to play in the game. Missed them both. 56-45. New trick. D. Brown takes a 3. No, heavy. Brought down by Nikitas. Nikitas off for Rosinski. Gave it to Romy. And Romy again fouled. And James Romy will go to the line. And the New Trevian's going to take a timeout as the True Blue Trevian crew begins celebrating here. So the way it's going to play out, the 2 brackets, the 4 that will have a potential to play for the for medals, Westinghouse, Glenbard North, New Trier, and Highland Park in one bracket. Lamphere, Springfield Lamphere, Thornwood, Centralia, and Moline in the other bracket. So this has been a night of upsets, if you will. as Aurora West, a heavy favorite, goes down by 3. Highland Park, the lowest seed to still advance, has advanced yet again tonight over Barrington, 41-38. New Trier has now looks like they are going to end up upsetting Proviso East here. On the other side, Thornwood has upset Joliet. So this has been a night of upsets. Romy shoots a pair. He gets the first. 57. And the second as well. 58-45. To the side, going for the 3. Yes, Shannon Brown. 10-point lead. And a 5 seconds. And the Trojans have turned it over. 10-point lead. Proviso East does not have any timeouts left. 28 seconds left. Look at the inbound now does. Here's a quick 3. No. Underneath for 2. No, but the foul. Nikitas with the foul. And Jeffrey Martin going to the line. Oh, I take that back. That is not Martin. That's Nick Brown, another Brown. Nick Brown. A sophomore. No, missed them both. Put back out top. Going for the 3, Richardson. Yes, he hits the 3. "30-second timeout. They don't have any full timeouts left. They have a 30-second, I guess. 17.4 left to play. Trevian lead has been cut to 7 here. So the Trevians, I think it has been a big advantage that the New Trier Trevians played at Welsh Ryan this year. I think that has made all the difference. I think also New Trier has played with a lot of confidence. The 3 shots, they once again hit when they needed to hit them. And taking that big 6-point lead into half, and then coming up on top of that with the big lead to go into the starting the second half has made all the difference. And another foul. And Brett Sortel will walk on down to the other side. 15 seconds left to play. A 5th foul on Jeffrey Martin, and he has fouled out. Sartle gets 2. Makes the first. 59-51. 15 seconds left to play. Missed the second. Up ahead. Brown goes for a 3. No. Right into the hands of the Trevians and the foul. And James Rummy will go back and shoot a pair of free throws with 8 seconds left to play. And Terry Coughlin egging on the Trevian faithful here. And we got the whole crew coming in. Purcell. Dykstra. No, doesn't get the first. Now the substitutions. Purcell, Dykstra, Chris Busey. Lewis Powell will check in for James Rumey here. Gets it. 60-59. And Kevin Hearn also out there. And the Trevians start celebrating here. Going down. Here's the shot. No. Try for the tip-in, rolls in and out, and that's it. It's over. And the Trevians are victorious in the Elite and will advance the Elite Eight against Highland Park. The Trevians win the supersectional. Final score 60-51. And the Trevians fans celebrating. And let's go on down and just take the celebration here. So the New Trier Trevians are headed to the big show again. It's the second time in 3 years. And hoping to get to the medal round. They'll play Highland Park. They played them once already this year, and New Trier won. Up in Highland Park. A close game, though. So the celebration on the floor for the Trevians. The mad crowd. And we will be down at Peoria for the New Trier Highland Park game. And for all of us here at the United Center, hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Again, the Trevians are victorious over Proviso East, 60-51, and advance to the big show. So this is Mark Ron. Hope you enjoyed this game, and we say as always, so long, everybody.